for us. All right, we're recording. So, guys, I'm so excited to see you guys. I am Melissa Shaver for some of those new faces that I'm seeing here tonight, and I am thrilled that you are with us. We had one of the most historic months in our team. It was actually, and I think Michelle, I just told Michelle and some of our leaders, guys, I am running on this fairly quickly, so I don't even have my numbers in front of me. Let me see if I can get everybody muted. But I do know that June was our largest corporate month as well. Michelle, do you remember those numbers? I know you threw those out at me earlier. Let's get everybody muted, guys. Do you remember those numbers, Michelle? I know it was 10,000 just yesterday. Wait. There we go. Okay.
I think that's the number I had, was the 10,000, but was the most ever in one day. But June system-wide for the entire history of our company was the highest amount added.
Ever. So it was incredible, but we had an incredible month, and I kind of want to share real quick. We added 412 people in our teams, all of our teams collectively, but in one day, we added 98 people in one day yesterday. But this is what I want you to hear, because guys, the time is now, and we're going to be talking about this tonight. We are in full momentum as a team. We're going to talk about the promotions that we just saw happen. But let me just share with you a little bit. So June, you just heard the numbers for June. May, which was an epic month for our team, and we saw incredible rank ups last month. We had 159 ambassadors. So do you see the difference between 159 and 411? And let me go just a little bit further. In April, we had 97. So this is what I want you to hear. In the midst of a global pandemic, in the midst of COVID, I know our communities are starting to shut back down, and we are all full requirements of masks in certain cities here. I know that it's in a lot of other states already, so we're kind of going back because the numbers are raising. I want you to understand and see what is happening right now in the midst. Everyone is wanting to get their immune system strong. Everyone is wanting to understand wellness right now. Lots of people don't have insurance right now. Lots of people have lost their jobs and they're looking for income streams. We are seeing it day after day after day of people starting to lean in and say, what is it that you're doing? What does this look like? Can I do it? Can I do it for my health? Can I do it for our family financially? And the time is now to work with those people to begin to speak out and to begin to share. And so I'm incredibly excited about that. I want to share with you a little bit about our promotions. We had 54 promotions. As a team, we had 25 silvers, 10 golds, 7 senior golds, 3 rubies, and an emerald, guys. And then we had so many senior ambassadors that this month they will be going silver and possibly senior silver. So those things are so exciting for me to see. And I've asked 2 of our new promotions that just happened over the weekend. I asked for them to share a little bit. We're going to hear first from our newest emerald, Andrea Stutt. Where is she? Is she here? I can't see everybody. Okay, obviously she is because Michelle's pointing down. Oh, there you are, girl. Okay, I asked Andrea and Gabi, who promoted to Ruby this month. I've asked both of them to speak for just a few minutes. And so, Andrea, I'm going to go with you first.
Yes. Do you want me to share anything really specific?
I do. You know what I asked both of them, guys? I asked them, a couple of things start happening whenever, especially whenever you start hitting these ruby, senior ruby, any of them. But all of a sudden, a lot of times when you're silver, gold, senior gold even, you're running yourself at your own pace, and you're the one that's doing personal recruitments. And then all of a sudden this transformation happens. A team comes around you, a team builds up around you, and it becomes this very magnificent we that happens. And so I asked both of them to do two things, to talk a little bit about just what that feels like to hit a ginormous goal. And then number two, to give you some tips as we are moving into Leaders Retreat contest that started today,
Yes.
to give some tips on how to stay focused and stay all in.
All right. So, so I just heard somebody screaming in the other room. I hope they're not coming in here. Okay. So how does it feel? It feels like a really sweet reward, but it feels surreal. I was telling Dory, I remember when I hit silver, she gave me a book called The 4-Year Career. And I read that. And I remember thinking, okay, 6-figure income in 4 years, that's not bad. I mean, you go to college and then you have student debt and all that kind of stuff. And then maybe you might not make 6 figures, but you know, this is something like I can see myself doing this for 4 years. I'll give it 4 years. So, it was time was going on, and I was thinking it may be longer. It may be longer, and that's okay because it's, we all know it's a phenomenal process anyway. And if you're making money along the way, it's fine. But I just hit this was my 4-year and 2-month anniversary, I guess. So it really is pretty incredible that I got to actually hit that goal right at 4 years, but takes a team. It does. And one of the things that I'm coming to realize is, I've been building wide all along, and that would probably be a tip I would have for people. One of the things that Ryan Flatt shared with me back in maybe February, he's a business coach. When you become senior Ruby, they give you a business coach. And one of the things he said to me was, Andrea, you have a very wide organization, which means you have a lot of level ones. He said, and if you could just really if you could really teach duplication on down, like if your team could really catch it, even if that just means everybody just adds one person, like even just one, if you could just get in the habit and everybody duplicates, your team will all of a sudden just like skyrocket. That's what he told me. And so I started to really think about, I realized I was fairly good at recruiting, but I wasn't duplicating like I think I should have, And so that would be like the one tip I would give everybody is recruiting is super important. It is, but make sure you have a simple system, and a simple system includes talking to everybody about posting and everybody about earning an incentive. Every single person, hey, you have a referral link. You could easily earn $300 this month just by having 3 people do what you just did. Do you want to know more? Can I show you how to do it? And so we finally started to get in that mindset finally, and people started doing it. And then that's why I hit Emerald all of a sudden. Like, I think we talked about it. I was at like 800 points or in April. And then I doubled my points this past month. I was over 1,600. But it's because of the duplication and of the team. So it was pretty sweet to see it, and us all work together and us all rank up. Every single person that I had set in my mind was going to rank up to a specific goal this month, they all did it. And so I was super proud of everybody. It's pretty cool.
That is amazing. And I think too, to see teams, and I, had the blessing to see it in both Gabi's and Andrea's teams, the rallying and the believing in each other and the bonding. It's accountability, but it's also respect. And it's accountability and just a bond of we're family and we're moving together and we're going to hold each other up. When one is down, the other one will be strong. And showing up for each other every single day. So it was super beautiful to watch. And we've been able to watch it over the last couple of months. And it's so inspiring to see. So thank you, Andrea. And congratulations.
Thank you. I'm
so
very excited. Thank y'all for lunch today.
Yes, we got to talk all things Kona with Dory and Andrea today, and it was so precious. And I feel like that we might have some more going with us, so it's going to be super fun. Okay, Gabi, would you share? And congratulations on Ruby. So proud of you.
Thank you. And thanks for asking me to talk tonight. I look a little crazy, guys, but I know you all love me, so I don't care. That's my business, right, Melissa? Okay, so yes, this month has been just incredible. And I think, just like Andrea was saying, the big thing is duplication. And what really has shifted things for me and my team, I think, is focusing on helping your team members grow. Like, yes, we were focusing on recruiting. Yes, I mean, everyone on this team really stepped up and went crazy. We have several new silvers, like people just ranking up left and right. But when I am focusing on my leaders and developing them, and they're focusing on their leaders and developing those people, like that's where the magic happens. Because when we serve each other and help each other reach goals, it's just like this bond that happens. Like yesterday, Lisa ranked up at the last minute, guys, and it's because her team was just so encouraged by the rest of the team and fed into, and they love her, and we're there for each other. So this next month, when we have so many girls ranking up this month, it's going to be the same thing. And I think just creating that culture in your team of like, it's not a me game at all, ever. It's about serving your people and doing absolutely whatever you can to help your people succeed. Like, I feel like that's where the magic happens totally. And I just feel so, so blessed and so thankful to everyone on my team. It's been a ride. It's been a wild ride, I think, for everyone. And I'm really excited for Megan, and I don't know who the other Ruby is. Who's our other Ruby? But
Pam Cartwright.
Pam
yay!
Cartwright.
She's
Pam.
on here.
Congratulations. I know I'm not alone in that rank up, and it's pretty darn exciting. So yeah, don't be afraid to serve and spending time serving your team, or even sideline sisters. I had a girl on a different team and we were running together, and we both ranked Ruby on the same day, and that was just so fun to be there for each other. So yeah, but as far as Leaders Retreat, guys, you all have to be there. It's really cool that Andrea and I got to share tonight, because Andrea and I went to Leaders Retreat last year, and we both won the shopping spree, which I think we were both like, our eyes were like this big, and we're like, what the heck is happening? I mean, I had no idea what I was walking into, and it was like the best 5 days of my life. It was so fun. Like, they pull out all the stops. They pamper you like crazy. Guys, our final party was on an aircraft carrier, and they did fireworks in the ocean. Okay. It's like legit. It's insane. So you want to be there. And here's the other thing I wanted to encourage you is, I remember the first month of Leaders Retreat contest, Melissa asked a few of us, like, where are your points? And I was like, I don't want to tell you. It's abysmal. It's terrible. But anything can happen. And corporate always wants you to succeed. So they will set you up to succeed. But if you start to focus now, there's no reason for you not to earn that shopping spree. Because it's totally in the realm of possibility. That number might look crazy, but it's not. And the last 2 months of Leaders Retreat contest last year, like, my points just exploded. So get excited, because it is the season for this team to like overtake Leaders Retreat, and help your team get there too, because it'll be so fun to be there all together.
Yeah, I love that. Guys, in the chat real quick, I would love for all of you to put something in the chat, a tip that you learned, encouragement. Everyone was pushing that's on here. What did you learn? I want everyone to learn from each other, so put it into the chat. A tip, a belief, maybe your belief changed in some way or how you were encouraged. So I want those to start popping up. I want to see them.
Real fast while they're doing that, the number for June 30th was over 10,000. No, over 10,000 people joined on June 30th.
That's incredible. The worst thing they do is say, no, that's right. Amen. Lisa Penny, believe in and work hard. That's right. Oh, I love that. Did y'all read April's? That's awesome. Y'all, when I get tired, I start singing. So I'm going to do my best to not sing to all of y'all tonight. I'm sorry. I just realized everything I say, I sing. So it's really weird. Yes, Andrea Stott. That's right. Farley. Also put the Lord first. Passionate about why I do this, Stacy Farley. And make a real difference, Pam Cartwright. That's right. Don't be afraid of the follow-up. Don't wait till the last minute. I do love that one. Twice it's cost me bonus. That's one thing we're going to talk about. When it's those things that happen that set us back, they set us up for success. So Sandra, I'm so sorry that happened, but it set you up for success in the beginning. Nicole sings too. You are my soul sister. Yesterday, Lisa Penny and I were going back down. We were doing a countdown, and I kept on sending her Beyonce clips. And I'm like, obviously, I do Beyonce stuff on the last day. I don't know. So we just had to get an attitude, didn't we, Lisa? But, okay. So that is awesome. Y'all keep sharing in that way. It's incredible. I want to, so what I heard was simple systems, focus on your team members, and help them grow. I want to talk a little bit about a couple, for all of us, there are some, we saw so many magnificent things happen, but there were some that did not hit their goals. They did not reach what they had hoped and prayed and believed and worked super, super hard for. And I want you to know that you're seen. And I want you to know that in my 6.5 years, I have missed my goals many, many times. And like I said to Sandra just now, our things that set us back, it sets us up for success. And a couple of things, I know that there were, I'll be honest, I just went through a year, but specifically really 2 heavy months that we thought we were going to be a Sapphire team, and it didn't happen. Whenever I went Emerald, there were a couple of months there that we pushed really hard and we didn't get there. And there's a lot that goes into those types of deals because you feel such heavy ownership on yourself and your personal goals, but also on your team because you're wanting to lift your team up too. And you have to go through a period, yes, like definitely weep and grieve and lick your wounds and be maybe upset or frustrated. But this is the best thing that I can tell you is that you need to give a time period, like not more than 24 to 30 hours. Like you need to say, okay, I'm going to have a pity party and I'm going to be angry and I might point my finger at some people because they didn't do their part. Or I'm mad at myself and my mindset is wrong, but then you have to get over it and you have to move forward. If I would have quit the times that I set my goals and I didn't hit my goals, or I'm partnering with someone and they didn't hold up their end of the deal just because they just didn't show up anymore, I wouldn't still be here right now. I wouldn't. So allow yourself to work through that process, but don't let it be forever. Give yourself a timeline, like set your stopwatch because it's time to move forward. But I just need for you to hear, a lot of times when we don't hit our goals and we're working so hard and we wanted it so badly, we question ourselves. And the greatest thing that I can say is that the Lord teaches us so much in those moments if we will allow him to speak into our hearts and evaluate some things, so a couple of things. And so I really want you to evaluate, and I'm actually going to talk about a couple of things, but evaluate your heart. Evaluate your mindset. Could it have been different? Could it have looked different? Did you sabotage yourself because you sat in negativity? And so working through that, because there are often times that we miss and we set back ourselves because it was our mindset issues, and we have not learned to develop the transformation of changing that negative story into a positive and flipping that. So, you know, working through that, this is one thing I'm going to ask you to do, is, first of all, don't grow weary. And secondly, I want you to reset. And we talked a lot about that over the last several days. I did several lives about breathing, resetting. There are times where we have to do that several times within a day whenever we're working really hard towards something. And then there's other moments that it's almost like sabbatical periods too, where it might be the beginning of the month of that deep cleansing breath and resetting. And so I do want us to look at that in just a minute, and I'm going to give you a couple of questions that I want you to write down, to really look at, so that you are ready for July really, really strong. And the first one is that I really want you to think about your why again. What's your immediate need, and what is your reason for wanting to move forward? You're going to be setting some goals. We're going to talk through that, but I really want you to re-look at your why. And has it changed? Has it grown? Has someone in your family lost their job and your why has changed? Like your why was one thing and now your why's over here. So looking at that, I want you to look at your, long-term reasons of why you're wanting to personally grow, what that looks like financially for your family. And then the last thing that I want you to do is really come up with that intentional thought for capturing negativity or discouragement. It might be a quote, it might be a scripture, it might be a motto that you've been saying to yourself, but what is that? I want you to put it in front of you so that you see it on a continual basis. I want you to be able to see it right in front of you and the things that you're going through. So the other thing that I want you to work through is, I talked a little bit about setbacks. Like even if you met your goals, but you had some setbacks through the process, like some days that either you didn't show up or something happened, I want you to evaluate that, not from a critical spirit to where you put yourself down. I want you to evaluate it from a place of, I know I can be better. And so let me look at that. How could I have done it differently? How could I have delivered my words differently? Maybe you were working for some people in your organization and you came across, you were misinterpreted. Maybe your words weren't clear. Maybe it should have been a voice clip and not a text because they couldn't hear. Like, what were those setbacks and how could you do that differently? So look at those things. So that is going to set you up for you to be able to move into July. We always want to look at our past month and say, how could I better that? And then set yourself up for July. So look at that. I want to go over announcements real quick because there's so many different things that are going on. I just want to hit a couple of top ones, and then we're going to move into setting your goals, and then we're going to look at Leaders Retreat and Fast Start program. Now, I'm going to do this really quickly, but we're going to definitely be working through this with lives, with accountability groups, and all those different pieces as we move forward. So there we go. So first of all, we still had the $9.95 enrollment, which is amazing. So I hope everybody saw that. That's super exciting. Collagen is our product of the month. I'm very, very excited about that. So you get 50 extra points. It's a great way to start reaching out to some of your people and sharing with them. And then lastly, I hope everybody saw the Enroll and Earn incentive that is going on this month. Did everybody see that? So we're not doing the stimulus anymore. That is behind us now. But they've given us something quite beautiful that is still bringing in that financial blessing. And that is 3 people, you get 100, 6 people, you get 200, and 9 people, you get 900. So enroll and earn is going on. So those things I wanted to bring out, and then let's talk through real quick about setting your goals for July. Okay, so my level 1s, I map out with every month. In some way we're mapping very intentionally now. So we've learned a lot. We've learned how to map. I feel like that you're seeing the results that you're seeing because we've become so intentional with mapping. I'm not going to go into the greatest detail like I did last month, so maybe go back and watch that training. But this is what I want you to do. I hope everybody has a piece of paper in front of them. I hope everyone tracks your numbers every single month. So you should know, mine is all in my phone for probably the last 4 years of tracking my numbers. But I want you to pull out your numbers, and I want us to work through a couple of things real quick. First of all, as you look at July, let me see who is not muted. There we go. I want you to work through how many people you want to personally recruit in July, okay? So look at that piece for me. Actually, I want us to go back. I'm sorry. I want to go through the gap piece. I have like notes everywhere, so my apologies. This is what I want you to do first. I want you to look at what you ended with last month. So what were your points for last month? And I want you to put down your points for the next rank. Now, this might not be a promotion month. It might be your halfway mark to a promotion month. So don't stress out over me, but I will also say we have seen it, and we're seeing people promote and double promote. So I'm not going to set your pace, but I want you, if you just went senior gold and you're going for Ruby, Ruby is 500 points, senior gold is 250, but you might have ended at 265. You're going to subtract 500 from 265, and that's your gap number, okay? So everybody look at where they ended and what their next promotion is. And for some of you, I already know that you are looking to double promote. So you might be silver this month, and you're going to go senior silver and gold. So gold is 100 points, and if you ended with 30, then you need 70, okay? So I want you to come up with that number. So we're gonna put that number aside for just a moment, and this is what I want you to pull out and start mapping out for yourself. I want you, you always start with yourself, and I will say that there have been times that I have worked with people, and whenever we start mapping out their goals for the month, they look to their team first. And they say, well, so-and-so is going to add 3 and so-and-so is going to add 6. My first question is always, have you had the conversation with them? Did they commit to that? Or are you committing them? Because if they have not bought into that number, then you should throw it into the trash. Because none of us can make anyone recruit a number. It has to come from their heart, from their passion, from their goals. But you never start with your people. You always start with yourself. Because you're a role model, you're going to mirror, and you're going to do the work that you're asking your team to do. So that number can be any number, but the point is that you're always recruiting yourself first, and you look to yourself first. So I want you to put down that number. Is it 3? Is it 6? Is it 9? Are you trying to go for those incentives that we've been received this month? No pressure. It's your decisions of what that is. That's the first thing I want you to do. Secondly, I want you to look at your new ambassadors, and I want you to make a list. June, May, April. Now you can go back to March and February if you want, but I'm doing June, May, and April because I want us to look at the Fast Start program, and it's going to be really hard for some people to jump all the way to senior gold if they're up in the February area. So I want you to look at this past month that you just did, the month before, and the month before that, okay? I want you to write down their names by June, write down their names. May, write down their names. And then April. Write down their names. And I want you to consider where they would need to be. And we're going to look at this in a minute, where they would be in the Fast Start program. Because I want you to prepare to have that conversation, even from a referral standpoint, to help them to see what they could possibly do if they desired to. So you need to write down your newbies that could be part of a Fast Start program. The second thing that I want you to do, well, actually that's two, your newbies. The third thing, so like for me, I wrote down all of my people this afternoon. Here are my people. I'm going to show you real quick. Right here, that I'm talking to about silvers. And it is 9 people that I want to develop silver in July. That's 27 people on my team, just for my level 1s. And so I want you to write down those, and I want you to be prepared to have those conversations with them. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to look at your level 1 business builders. So I want you to write down your list of who are your business builders. And some of those level 1s, you might still need to have that conversation, right? But the ones that you know that they're in and that they're moving, I want you to write them down. I want you to have a conversation with them and ask them what their goals are. What is their hope for July? What is their hope for Leaders Retreat? So have those conversations, but I'm going to ask you to ask them the same thing. Now, some of y'all are on the same team, and so y'all are going to know your homework, but you're going to ask them to do the same thing. Who were your newbies in June and May and April? Make your list. We want to have conversations with them in regards to the referral program and what they can make, or if they're wanting to launch a business. Many of you already know those people, but if you don't, I want you to write them down. Okay? So I want you to pull those pieces, and then you're going to start building out from there what you need to be able to hit your next goals. Now, we're going to do probably another Zoom, because a couple of you guys are going to let me use you. So thank you very much, to do the mapping. And I'm going to show you exactly how those things are done to be able to pull that. Now, my level 1s all know how to map. And so if you're on here and you're saying, I've never mapped before, so what does that look like? I want you to reach out to your upline because they're going to be able to help you map. Okay? So next, I want us to look at Leaders Retreat, because you've got these numbers, and a couple of things that I want you to understand about Leaders Retreat and about Fast Start program. If you commit to doing your work, knowing your goals, being committed to helping your team reach their goals, you will automatically be running for Leaders Retreat contest. So a lot of times we look at Leaders Retreat contest and we say, what do I have to do to go to Leaders Retreat? And oftentimes we do it to the detriment of building a business that's foundational. But if you commit to building a foundational business that's duplicatable with strong systems, and you are teaching the referral program, and you're working through Fast Start, and you're building a strong foundation, you'll automatically not only be going to Leaders Retreat, but you will literally be getting some prizes, if not all of them. So I need for you to flip your mind. We've heard testimonies over the last couple of weeks of people running just after contests, and they ended with not having a business because they recruited a ton, but they didn't duplicate, they didn't build systems, they didn't do follow-up, they didn't help their people be consistent and successful. And so they might have gotten to a retreat, but they had nothing to show for it afterwards. So if we will commit to building a business and putting on a business mind and learning to be a great leader, we'll hit Leaders Retreat. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Before I share, guys, does anybody have any questions towards that? Anything that I've said so far? Anything about finding your numbers? Okay, great. Let me share my screen. Here's Leaders Retreat. Let me see if I can get a small out of the way. Okay, so that we can see this. I want you to see a couple of things. This is the retreat. So first and foremost, you need to get 800 credits right here. Guys, I mapped this out a couple of different ways this morning. This is so doable. And it's actually, if you focus on building your team and developing your team, you will actually be able to hit that number, if not in 1 month, definitely in 2 right here, just by doing the system that we've been doing the last 2 months. So everybody should hit this fairly quickly. And I was sharing with Michelle earlier today, this is what you need to run for immediately. A lot of times we think we have 3 or 4 months to hit the contest because it's a 3-month contest, but you need to hit this as fast as you can so that you can start growing in these areas, okay? So 1,200 is 200 cash, 1,500 credits is a private reception, 18 is a branded luggage, 2,000 is a gift experience and reception, 2,200 is flight reimbursement, 2,800 is Nordstrom shopping, and then the top 50 earners will be treated to a suite upgrade. Okay, so this is what I want you to look at with me, is how it works. This is what you are doing currently and what you're building. So when I ask you that's why I wanted you to write down before we got here what your personal recruit numbers were. And then I told you what my second thing was. I wanted you to have a face-to-face or voice-to-voice, Zoom, whatever, conversation with your ones. And then, of course, they'll be talking to theirs. This right here, if you're going for 6 ambassadors, you're going to get 180 credits immediately this month. If you're going for 9, you're going to get 270. Okay? On top of that, guys, we have an earn and enroll. So if you're going to go for 6, you're also going to get $200. If you're going to go for 9, you're going to get $300. So they're literally setting you up right now to receive financial blessings immediately while you are building your business and you're setting yourself up for Leaders Retreat. So this right here are your credits that you're going to be able to map out after you've had your goal setting calls and you've mapped it out with your teams and they've agreed to it. You haven't put it on them. They've said yes to it. You get 2 credits for everyone who retains because it's very strong on retention. So you're going to have that's going to be an ongoing, but this is your heavy piece right here. They've got the customer piece. If you add a customer or preferred or retail, you get 5 credits. If you retain them over the period of time, you get those 2 credits. This is your other big area is personal volume. A lot of you are really growing your personal volume and adding clients like that just want slim or they want the probiotic or they're trying a couple of things. I have 3 people that joined this month as a customer. They just want to try a couple of things before they jumped into as an ambassador. So you're going to get this. So a lot of y'all are in this 500 to 99 range. That's going to be 75 credits each month. But I want you to just look at your first month. So say you hit your 500 mark and you get 75. Many of y'all are going to be getting the 125. But say you get the 75 and you've added 6 people this month. So you've got 180 and 75. And I'm doing that off the top of my head is 235. No, 255. So there's 255 points right there for your first month. Okay? Everything that we've been talking about. There we go. I want you to see this so largely because this is why y'all can get to 800 points in July. Developing your level 1s, rank ups. So say you have you're a gold team and you've got 4 people that you brought in this past month or the month before, and they're going silver, senior silver, or gold, you're getting credits from them, just your level ones. I just want you to look at your level ones for a moment, because every one of us should be developing someone. Any of those positions, you're getting 75. What if you have 4 newbies and they all rank? You just got 300 points. It's all on building your systems and duplicating, like Andrea said, simple systems and helping them advance. Not only are you helping them be successful, they're getting fast start bonuses, they're getting earn and enroll bonuses. Okay, so I can't see your faces, but I hope that you are literally, the light is going off in your brain right now. I already today mapped my level ones that will be advancing this month and their level ones that will be advancing this month. I already know my numbers for this month. So I want you to work through that yourself. If it's confusing for you, if you're brand new, hey, I get it. Please reach out to your upline. They would love to help you. Okay, so then if they retain, which is a big deal, don't lose rank, don't jump up there and then don't retain. You got to take care of your own personal business. You're going to get these credits. Okay, how many of y'all are planning on ranking this month? I want you to look at what you're planning on ranking. How many of y'all are going to double rank this month? Okay, I know I've got some people that are going to be going senior silver this month. I've got several people going gold. Everyone, all of y'all are going to be getting some points. Okay? I need to see your faces for a second. What do y'all think about that? Did that just freaking excite you? Who's getting 800 points this month? I need for you to throw it in the chat. I want to see some hands and some hallelujahs. Our entire team should be there because y'all are duplicating, you're building systems, you're doing launch parties, you're doing girls' night outs, you're helping your team succeed, and they are rewarding you for that. I got so excited because I love to put numbers to paper, and I love to see my team win. And so I hope that that was exciting. I want to see what some of y'all are telling me because I want to see this. What y'all saying? I realized today that the people didn't join. Oh, okay. I am moving forward, excited at what is coming. All right. Double rank. Okay, I want to hear these shout outs for double ranks. I'm putting it out there. Sandra, Cassie should go silver, senior silver. Marley, I will rank to gold for sure. 800 points, Miss iPhone, I want to know who you are. You're mapping it out for your 800 points this month. That's super exciting. Megan, 800 this month. Gabi is the boldest leader. Her whole team is now trembling. Right now, her whole team is trembling. She's like, we will all qualify. I love that boldness. Okay, this is awesome. Goal. Oh, I just missed it. Trembling with joy. I would love to go gold. All right, Sandra, you can do it. Michelle, wow. Okay, guys, we need to be praying over her. She's about to go to Taiwan. Senior gold, Michelle. Y'all, Michelle needs to do her own little call for us. All right, that's awesome. Lauren, girl, going gold. Gold is senior silver. Ashley, you will get there without a doubt. You will get to senior silver. Okay, so did y'all see? Was that hopeful? I really hope that it excites you to sit down and look at that. It gets you so pumped up to run every single day. When you have that map in front of you, then you know what you need to be doing, okay? So I'm gonna show you one more thing. We've already looked at it once. We will be talking about this like until you're, oh, where'd it go? Hello, where'd I go? I'm gone. Oh, there we are. Ooh, that was exciting. Okay, here we go. This is what I want us to look at. I hope y'all aren't laughing at me. I just lost everything. Okay, so this is the tracker for your fast start. I want you to get excited, and I want you to put your names of your new ambassadors. So I had a new ambassador this past month, Olivia, and she went Fast Start Silver in her first 30 days. And we are now tracking her for Senior Silver. She'll go Senior Silver this month. And so I literally, guys, this whole piece, I do it for each one of my new ambassadors that is saying yes. I want to know how to do it. I want help. Tell me what to do. Like, we're working through this together. So I want you to print it off. I've printed these off, put the names on there, and work through this with them so that they can see it. Now, remember whenever I asked you to go June, May, and April, your April people, depending on when it was, May was their first month. Now they needed to go silver if they want to get a double on silver, Fast Start Silver. They had to do that in their first 30 days. But say they're in July and they started in April. May was their first month, June was their second month, July is their third month. So they are set up right here to be able to start working towards their gold 20 people. And it is very, very doable for them to catch up with themselves, especially if they started in May. May, they still have that extra month. So if you have some people that you're like, man, you know, they started 3 months ago, that's okay. That's okay. I don't want you to write them off. I want you to ask them. I want you to tell them their possibilities and ask them if they want to know more. So those pieces are important, and I want you to pull this out, and I want you to track with them so that they can see what it is that they're doing, okay? So Fast Start program. This is another thing that I need for y'all to hear. I have to find my notes. Y'all know me because I can't do it without my little notes of telling y'all everything. Our Fast Start program, and I'm very convicted towards this, ends December. So for a lot of you, you're like, that's a long ways off. So I basically have still, 5 months to work through it, give and take. And I have a leaders retreat that's 3 months, so I can work on that whenever. I am so convicted at what God has given us in stewarding our business well, stewarding our message well, stewarding us well, of self-care, eating right. We are modeling to other people what it looks like to be healthy. And God has called us to do that. But I feel like the time is so right now. And my big thing is for all of us, 5 months. Guys, we're in July. I don't even know how we got here this fast. But I feel like that the Lord is saying, you have short-term sacrifices right now. I mean, I'm exhausted today. I told my husband before I got on here, I'll be totally honest. I said, I'm really ticked off right now, and I really want to point my finger at somebody, but I can't. There's no one to point it at. But I'm tired, and I've got a training call tonight, and I have to show up. But I literally haven't even just let down at all. I've run really hard for 2 months for all of y'all and for myself. And I wanted to show up for every single person that needed me because I want you to succeed and I want you to win. But today I just had to keep going, but I still had to show up. But my husband knows that it is short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. My husband has literally made dinner for our family for the last 2 months because he knows it's short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. Plus he knows I hate cooking, but I will confess that part. But my point is like, it's not forever. And he knows that we're setting ourselves up for a legacy business and we're setting us up for long-term gain. And the thing that continues to come out to me over and over again is we're in high momentum. And some of you guys, you just started with us and you're like, this is so much fun. I've been here for 6.5 years and we've had high momentum and low momentum, high momentum and low momentum because it's cyclical. Life is cyclical. Business is cyclical. Our moods are cyclical. That is how we live. That is how the Lord has created. Economy cannot always be super, super high. You see the economy crash and rebuild. I feel like our company and the Lord has given us great favor right now. And the time is now for you to steward really well. And you're going to have some sacrificial gains, because all I can think is they've only given us fast start through December. December will reevaluate, but fast start through December. And if you build, you do easy systems, you learn to duplicate, and you teach people to duplicate and not make it complicated, every single person on this call can be diamond. You can be getting debt free. You can pay off everything. You can set up for college funds if you need to, for grandchildren funds. A lot of people are like, I don't know that I'll ever get out of debt. You will, if you will have the mindset of short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. So I need for you to think about that, because I feel like God is saying, be a great steward. You will not always be in momentum. Don't take for granted what we've been given. See it as a gift and as a blessing, and steward well what you've been given, because it won't be here forever. It just won't. That's just not the way things work. So those pieces are super important to me. I want you to have a heart of gratitude. I want you to thank God for what he is doing. I want you to thank God for placing you in a company that is debt free, so they can literally do programs like they're doing for us. I want you to thank God for executives that care about their ambassadors and want them to succeed and want them to financially be stable. And I want you to thank God for giving you a team. And for, even if today you don't have a team, you be praying for the team that you will have. So those things are really, really big for me. But when you're exhausted like I was, and I wanted to say, I just want to cancel the team call because I just want to be alone. I want to download. I don't want to talk to anyone. It's like, no, sacrificial, moments, those short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. So those things are really, really key and important for you to understand, because I feel like that the Lord is blessing you with a financial wall. He is setting you up to financially. Can you think about this, guys? What would it feel like if you really focused for the next 5 months on recruiting, retaining, duplicating with simple systems, showing vision to the people that you bring on, and offering them the chance to be able to be blessed financially? If you did that for 5 months, what would that look like as you ranked and double ranked and ranked and double ranked? What would it look like if you got everything paid off? What would it look like if you had savings? Susie Orman talked about 8 months of 8-month plan, emergency plan of having 8 months of salary. Dave Ramsey does it as 6 months. What would that world look like to you? What would the world look like to you if you got to give extravagantly to all? There are people, like there's one specific ministry that I told Craig last week, when I'm in a position to give extravagantly, I am literally going to fund this ministry so strongly because they have ministered to me so greatly. What would that look like? What would it look like if you got to anonymously pay for a kid to go learn piano for a year, or be in a cheer group for a year, a kid that would never be able to play soccer or baseball because they can't afford it, and you did it anonymously? What would it look like if you paid for an entire team's uniforms that is maybe in a Title I school, and you just got to do it? Because right now you looked at the short-term sacrifices for long-term gain, and the Lord said, I'm setting you up to have financial storage, because you won't always be in momentum. But when you're not, it is cyclical. It will come back, but you will be taken care of. because you focused intentionally. That for the past week has been so heavy on me. And I feel like it's my responsibility to show you that vision and think about that, because he's setting you up for your future. But if you don't take the gift that he's given you right now, that is on you. Does that make sense? Okay, does that get you excited? Like I literally could cry. So I hope that you go, oh my goodness, I haven't thought about that. I think when it hit me was I saw the deadline for the Fast Start program. Doesn't mean it won't come back, but our team was in momentum like this in 2014, 6 years ago. It's been a long time. Now we've been in momentum since then, but not like this. So don't take it for granted. You are incredibly blessed. My expectation is July we will outrank ourselves from June, without a doubt. But you have to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to post. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to do launch parties. So, okay, I'm going to quit all that because we could just sit here. This is what I want you to hear. This is what works. So make sure you're doing it. This past week, we had an opportunity. It wasn't this past week. Y'all, today's only Wednesday. I literally feel like it's July of 2021. It's only Wednesday. So Monday night, we had an opportunity event. I hope that y'all were on there. But to do that, we did a 100-person list, and that list was your hot list. Or not your hot list, it was your list to help you move into July of really focusing on relationships and building. I hope you have that list. But what works is having that top 20. We've always had that hot list of top 20. So make sure that you have your 100-person list, but your hot list that you are literally building and talking to. I still have people from June that didn't sign with me. Guess what? They are my hot list, and I will sign them in July. We know what works. Launch parties, girls' night out, wellness events. You can call it whatever you want. But if you have people that are really wanting to launch a business and they are ready, you need to do launch parties for them. You need to have them invite many people to introduce what they're doing and moving forward with that. We know the referral program and telling people about the referral program and inviting friends, a girls' night out, it works. We saw it. It was so duplicatable. So don't stop doing those things. Guys, sign up people on the phone, please. Please sign up people on the phone. It works. You get questions answered. You get to tell them about Plexus perks. You get to tell them about referral programs. You get to talk about them possibly of what they would like to take in the future. You get to maybe go through their back office a little bit with them. I cannot tell you how many people that I get to call customer service for tomorrow that didn't sign them up on the phone. And now we don't know where they are. And so we have to find them. Sign them up on the phone. Now, I'm not shaming. I'm not like slapping your hand. I'm just telling you it works. I will be my own example. Yesterday, somebody did not want to sign up on the phone. Two people. I have 5 ambassadors in June. I was going for 6. I wanted that $250. I had 5. 2 people yesterday would not sign up with me on the phone. So I sent them my link. 1 decided not to do it at all. She got super concerned. The second one ended up as a preferred customer because she went the wrong direction, even though I gave her the right. And so today, whenever I said, hey, we talked through it, and I said, you want to give me your information? Maybe I can get you over so that we can get that wholesale pricing. She goes, I think I'll stay where I am. It's because I didn't sign her up on the phone. So I will be my own, slap my hand. But please sign them up on the phone. It works. It gets them excited. So make sure you do that. Send, share, invite. We've been doing that. It works. Three-way messages. Over the past week, I've had people come to me say, disappointed in their goals, disappointed that they didn't hit where they needed to hit. And they said, maybe I should be doing three-way messages. Maybe it's time. It is, because it works. So make sure that you're doing that, bringing in your upline, and then the first posts. When you ask someone to do a first post, when they're ready to share so that they can invite some friends in, you have to write the post for them. Don't just say post with a selfie, because then they won't know what to post. Then they get confused, then they get overwhelmed, and then it doesn't happen. If you send them what to say, and then after they post, you share with them, the people who like it, the people who comment, this is what you're going to do. You're going to put us into a three-way message, and then I'm going to help you from there. I'm working with one right now that's exactly what we're doing. But you give them small bites of their next steps so that they're not overwhelmed. It works. So make sure that you're doing it in July. So those are the things that work. Okay, anything that I have left out, anything that anybody wants to add? Any encouragement?
Hey, Melissa.
Hi, April.
Go ahead, April.
No, go for it, Dawn.
Oh, gosh, you're funny. Well, no, I was just going to say, when you were talking about that just now with tell them exactly what to do, it's the first time I've done that with one of my girls. And
Yes.
she is like, it's so funny. She's just taken off. Now, she hasn't signed anybody yet, y'all, but she has given me so many people. And she just now ordered her welcome pack, so that, you know, that can maybe make a difference. But she has just done, I mean, I sent her a copy and paste, told her to paste a picture, sent her what to post. She didn't even have her products yet, and people were commenting, and I told her what to do, put me in a chat, we talked. But after like the first couple of times, then she just started doing it, and I was like, oh, she already sent the video, cool. Like, and then she already asked them, what'd you think of the video? And I was like, oh my gosh, she's like doing it. So she's, yeah, it's really cool to see. Like, they just need that push, and then once they see, oh, this is easy, they just do it. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
I absolutely love that. Thank you. That's awesome.
I was just going to say, same thing. My business changed when I got on the phone with everybody that I sign up, because they can hear the voice, your excitement. You can put the social security number to ease. Lauren, I saw your note. I've lost a couple to not wanting to give me a social, but when I could explain it, it helped them to understand, hey, this is why we need it. So that was helpful. The other thing I was going to say is I listened is on the Plexus community. I think today they had put Brooke Hemingway's just the duplication and how you develop a silver, 30 minutes. Get on there and listen to it. Anybody that's new, I'm not new, and it was amazing to just see some of this, like you just said, simple systems that they work. Don't overcomplicate it. And she gave, there's scripts and everything listed out there. So if you are new and you need kind of a place to start, it was great. 30 minutes when I was walking. So just encourage y'all to hop
Where
on
was
there.
that, April? Where was that?
It's on the Plexus community. I'll see if I can find that video on YouTube and place it in here on both the pages. I'll try to find that on YouTube and share it.
That's excellent. Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to turn off the recording, but then I don't go away yet.